came out, but we know in a situation like Red Bull, the way Coach Yang Yao is able to motivate, this might be the team that he's been looking for.
Missed shot as we go the other way. Red Bull on the offensive. Gabby Espina, sidestepping move. Oh, and he gets the tip in. What a very athletic Gabby Espinas.
That's one of the things Gabby Espinas can do. He has an excellent second jump. You saw him miss the first one, but he was the first one back up.
And speaking of post moves, earlier it was Kirby, now it's Enrico's turn to hit a basket from down low. Gabby Espinas, oh, he's starting to pour it on here. And Espinas now already with 6 points.
And so is Red Bull, already with 18 points, only halfway through this first quarter. And speaking of offense, Red Bull has it today.
Red Bull has been very aggressive on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively here in the first few minutes of play. Kirby Raimundo, what a nice left-handed layup coming from Kirby. 18-10, an 8-point advantage here for the Baracos. Leon Horda dish it out to Cyrus Baguio. Outside from Rayback, thought about it. Now he takes one from outside. Loose ball picked up here by Villanueva. Here comes James. Yap on the move. What a basket by James Yap. And this will not count. Offensive foul will be called on the forward.
That's about memory by James Yap. James Yap has seen what Mike Rayback has been doing. Mike Rayback has been blocking shots in this game. He has 2 block shots so far. And he knew Mike Rayback was right beside him, just wanting to make sure that he doesn't come close enough, and the referees caught that.
So James Yap with a beautiful move, but they will not count the basket here with 5:21 to play. And now it's Cyrus Baguio's turn for some showtime. Everything but the shot.
Okay, we're going to give him 0.25 for that.
I'd give him half a point. Okay, another foul call here. That's Baguio's first personal. 3 on the Baracos.
Hey, Paolo, you know that you're an exciting player, that if you miss, people still ooh and ah. And that's what Cyrus Baguio did a while ago.
He definitely is one of the showtime players here in the PBA. Rebounding story, the Baracos in control, 9-5. In the first, Roger Yap brings it around. Enrico, the open lane, and I thought he was going to slam it home. On the last minute, Villanueva deciding to just lay it in.
That's Gabby Espina's fault. Trying to go for the steal when Enrico was at the post, because we knew that Enrico, he will have trouble at the post with Enrico. And you can see Gabby Espina's cheating right there. Gives Enrico the open lane, forcing Mike Rayback to give up that foul.
So Villanueva, since his entry here in the first quarter, has also been aggressive attacking the hoop. Lead is cut down to 7 as Rich Alvarez checks in here for Michael Rayback. Great job for Rayback early on in the first.
You know, at this point, I think this is going to be the problem of Red Bull for the entire conference. The moment Mike Rayback goes down, sits down on the bench, you have no one over 6'4" in that lineup. Ceiling-wise, it is going to be a problem for the Red Bull Baracos.
Also, a new player in the ball game, Paolo Hubalde, playing the point guard spot. His first shot in the ball game is off the mark. 4:36 to play here. Yeah. You know, you take a look at the Purefoods team, and still they haven't gotten their rhythm here in the first quarter.
Well, not a lot of plays being run by Purefoods, and the few times that they tried to run their play, they overextended the shot clock when they were forced to take a shot while the shot clock was winding down.
Well, I think you said it right when you said Gabby Espinas may have found his team. Nasa first quarter pa lang tayo, may 8 puntos na itong si Gabby Espinas. So, he has been a revelation here early on. Kirby Raimundo against Rich Alvarez. They go to Aaron Aban. 18-footer is short. Enrico will muscle his way in against 2 defenders. And then Red Bull now on the other end. They go to Nahorda. Dipsy-do! And that will not fall in. You can hear the fans getting into the ball game. I'm sure they've missed the PBA action. Right now, enjoying our first ball game here between Purefoods and Red Bull.
Started this conference, a lot of the so-called experts probably putting Red Bull at the bottom of the list when they looked at the lineup. I bet you right now they're trying to grab pencil and trying to erase what they wrote, because Red Bull and Coach Yang Giao again trying to maximize the talent that he has on his roster. Of course, it's just the first quarter, but this is not something that we expected from Red Bull very early on.
Well, it looks like Red Bull has really made a name for itself here in the league, that no matter what the composition of the players are, there'll always be a team that will be in the running.
And of course, Coach Yang Giao rewarded by what he has done to Red Bull, being chosen as the coach of the Philippine team.
Villanueva with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Turnaround move, and Espinas will be called for only his first foul in the ball game.
And Paolo, you can see that Enrico has a lot of confidence when he is taking on Gabby Espinas. Remember, nagkasabay pa tong dalawa sa Magnolia a couple of years back when Enrico was there, and so was Gabby. And when you practice against each other and you have that confidence in you, it can translate easily on the playing court. And you can look at Enrico. Ever since he got into the game, he has attacked the defense of Gabby Espinas, knowing that he is bigger than Gabby.
New players on the fold. So we have 2 rookies checking in here. Larry Rodriguez and Jeff Chan. Jeff Chan playing out of FEU College. See, Larry Rodriguez, his last team was with Happy in the PBL. Alam ko si Larry Rodriguez, taga Pampanga din ito, no? Kilala niya yung tika niyang teammate, si Jojo Duncil. He used to play ball together back in Pampanga. Paulo Hubalde, aggressive move. Had the right thing in mind, but his teammate Rodriguez was not aware of the pass.
Actually had a good pass the first time around. Larry Rodriguez, unaware what Paulo Hubalde had planned. Paulo Hubalde has been missing for about the last 2 years, has been in the practice squad of a number of teams, and finally again seeing some PBA court duty.
James Yap, still quiet here so far in the first quarter, but you know, even if he has not really put on the points here, James Yap so far with 2 points in the first quarter, he has been taking it strong, trying to get the contact, going to the hole. And with 2:44 to play, the Baracos are on top, 22-14. We'll take James Yap a little strong on his first attempt. That's his first trip to the foul line. Second is good. And with 2:44 here in the first, Purefoods starting to inch closer. They're down by 7, 22-15. The biggest lead was at 10 points here in the first. That's Cyrus Baguio. Tough to defend that shot. Already with 5 points here. If you look at the score sheet, Red Bull, they've really had a number of players on the offensive end here. Traveling call on James Yap.
Mental error on the part of James Yap. I remember James Yap during the off-season also suffered a mild injury. He had a sprained ankle, missed some time because of that.
And another traveling call here on Jeff Chan. You know, if you noticed in the first few games, the referees have been very consistent and sharp with that traveling violation. Calling it a bit tighter here, I think, in the conference.
They've called a lot of traveling calls, and that's picking up from last conference, where they really tried to establish the rule of having to put down the ball before you take your first pivot, and rather your big pivot.
James Yap finding some space. That one is off the mark. Purefoods will keep possession. They go to Enrico. Roger Yap leading the defense with 16 on the shot clock. A fresh shot clock here for Purefoods. Villanueva attacking the hole. And this is what you mentioned earlier, Jason. The ceiling now for Red Bull is not really there. So Enrico starting to really take it strong.
If you look at the guys on Red Bull, there's not one guy on that floor that you could say